Hi, this is John from VirginiaHomesteadDeed.com, and I'm welcome to give you a little guidance on how to use the site so you can produce your legally valid Virginia homestead deed. As you can see on the homepage of the site, if you scroll down, you can actually hit the navigation button here, which takes you to the first selection, which is the options that you have. Now, the breakdown for homestead deeds depends a lot on your case, what you need and what you don't need. For the most part, it depends on your selection will depend on the type of property you're trying to protect. If you have multiple homes or real estate, of course you're going to need to go and do the complex deed because those are a little more in-depth. All of these options come with a free review, so we will review them, and we'll review them before you have to submit the deed to the court. Selection really is for single real estate. There's 15 personal properties, as you can see, there's property, real estate's on the complex, and if you have homestead deed, that affects the chart and the layout of the deed. A lot of people in the higher use one is, of course, the personal property. If you're being garnished and you're using this to recover some garnished funds, that's the one that you want to use, even if you have a real estate. All you need to put on the deed when you're going in for that specific purpose is the one thing that you're trying to recover. You don't have to list everything. The others are basically used primarily in bankruptcy to protect all property or all applicable under the homestead exemption from the bankruptcy trustee. If you're being garnished, as I said, the personal property homestead deed is the one you use. Instructions and information on how to handle recovering your money in garnishment. If you find our book guide, right, you'll see that. You click on that, or if you need garnishment tab, it'll take you to basically a little about garnishments in Virginia, and it has the option to start using $9, 25-page. Actually, it's a little longer now. We've done some updates on it. Guide. We call it the Ultimate Guide to Recovering Garnished Money Using a Virginia Homestead Deed. The guide will give you basically information on how to submit to get an exemption hearing, what to do and how to file the homestead deed, as well as court strategies when you go on that day. It's not unusual. The attorney will show up and try to convince the judge not to turn over the money. So, like I said, the homestead's a valid way to recover that money, but you want to make sure you're prepared for a little bit any side balls or curves that an attorney might throw at a judge, of course you're not knowing. So the guide does include a few court strategies to address some of the more common what would you call it, positions that an attorney takes, but once again, those positions generally are not applicable to homestead deeds. It's just useful to know what they're requesting and to be able to kind of help the judge. Homesteads are not as common in court as you might think. They're becoming more common, but some judges are not really up to date on the homestead rules and laws, so having a little knowledge can help go a long way. If you once you start by selecting one of the packages on the primary page, let's go in here. I'm not going to do the thing. You're going to fill out on your form, basically, and this is enough for you, in which and direct you to start the first homestead deed, the one you've selected. You'll purchase it first, and then you'll start filling out the questions to complete the form. Once the form is completed, it will be submitted to our attorney, who will contact you and review it to assure that it's correct. You are able to access signing in your account here, and in that account will be the form in a Word document, which will allow you to edit it if there's anything that you see that you've done, a typo or anything like that. There will also be a cover sheet for submitting it to the courts. Not all courts require cover sheets, but we give you one regardless because it varies so much and there are so many courts in Virginia that it's hard to kind of keep them straight. We also have a blog where there's some helpful information on homesteads if you want to check that out. But the big thing is a very powerful tool to recover garnished monies. It's a very powerful tool in bankruptcies. In our experience, almost everyone that files a bankruptcy needs to produce a homestead deed. It's a type of insurance policy at a minimum to ensure that money, tax refunds, personal property that's not otherwise protected is not taken by the bankruptcy trustee. If you have any questions, you can certainly reach us at support@myrnalaw.com. It's a law service. If you go to the Myrna Law Group, they work in Virginia, specializes in bankruptcy and garnishments, homestead deeds, and foreclosures. So if you have any questions regarding our services, Myrna Law Group, you can certainly call us at 1-800-662-8813, and we can explain how we can help you. Well, thank you very much for visiting VirginiaHomesteadDeed.com, and we wish you all the protection in the world for all of your property. You have a good day.